Hello, welcome at 5Label. 5Label is a label solution for company and private users. With 5Label you are able to design labels, to print labels and to get previews as images of the labels. So to start 5Label, just go to 5label.com. Here you will be at the home page. You can look for all the functionality of the label designer and the software. Today I want to explain you a little bit more about the PrintServer. That is a local print server for printing and preview and for batch processing. So as you've seen in some videos before, the 5Label is in the internet accessible. You can use it for design. So let's have a small example. You go on the right side with the right mouse and define one of the functions, rectangle from, rectangle to, and the zebra code CPL or SBPL for Sato will be shown on the editor bin on the left side. So to create a label, just use one of the functions and type some text, insert it at the position where your cursor was, and to get templates, there's another way to do. Select the font and use double percentage and the name of the variable you want to fill later. Insert it. So this variable will be inserted by data that you can give the label designer. You can do it by online on the cloud solution with some data, or you can do it by batch, what I will show you later. So let's have a look to an example, a ship example that we will see later. It's a bigger example of a logistic label with address from and to, routing code tracking and so on. So we are now at 5label.com and sure we are not able to print locally. To do this, I want to show you another way. To do it, just download 5Label, type here your data and then press download and you will get the 5label.zip file. So let's stop here. So the 5label.zip, just unzip it at a volume of your choice and you will see a Tomcat, a Java runtime, and just start the server by start server command. So the Tomcat is running now and you have now a 5Label server running on your own machine. So that is now for testing and how it works, but later if you want to have an installation, you should copy this 5Label directory to any virtual machine or in the internet or cloud and run the server in the cloud. So for the local print server, one good choice is to copy the Java runtime and the print server directories into a shared directory that is accessible by your clients. So that means you don't need any installation on your client machines to run the label designer and to print labels. Just do it on a share where the clients have access and the client may then start the print server by the print server command from this share, or the better way, you create a shortcut for your clients that they start by double click. So from the share, the print server is now started on the local machine. You see here some information I will explain later, but just start it, and now the server you have installed before is accessed via browser and you see the 5Label designer. So it's quite the same at the web page 5Label, but with one difference. You can here design and preview. As you know, you can store and so on. So you can edit and load some examples. So when you want to print now, let's have a look to the print combo box. You see here there are several more printers now here. Not only the printers that are accessible by the server, but those that are defined at your local computer. So how is that done? Let's have a look to one very important file here in the PrintServer. At the PrintServer you will find the PrintServer XML file. So here are several informations. The first information is where is your server running. So your server is running in your own environment, and the internet has its own IP address. For me it's now the local host, and it's running with a protocol that connects the PrintServer. Here I choose TCP 443, but because for that you don't need any open port, because that is normally open because it's a port of HTTPS. So on the client side, you can define several computers. That means every client computer that will run the PrintServer and the label designer. So to get the name of your client, it's very easy. Just be at the client and look for the environment variables, and here you will see the computer name that you use here in the XML file. So the next is what you should do is define the printers that are locally connected to this client via LAN or via USB interface. So there are some others like an in, out, and templates. That's for batch processing. I will explain later. And you may define some printers that are common. So these are printers that are accessible in the wireless LAN. So if you have done this, you can start the PrintServer. The PrintServer will open the browser, and now you are able to choose a local printer, and let's have a look what happens. I have here my local printer queue of the Sato printer, and I print, and you see at once without any dialogue or anything else, the PrintServer will connect to the server, and we will get the data from there, and the PrintServer will directly give the ZPL code or SBBL code directly to the printer queue. So it's very comfortable for your clients to print locally. So that is one point, and the other point is how to do the batch processing. Let me show you a picture how the batch processing is running. You have the local PrintServer running on a desktop or server or whatever you want to have this functionality. The PrintServer has 3 directories defined. It's the in directory, the out, and the templates directory. In the templates directory, you will have all the templates you need. In the in directory, you will store XML or CSV files coming from your ERP system with all the data you want to have the template filled. And then the functionality of the PrintServer is to directly print out to any defined printer, or to generate an image preview as a PNG file and give it back in your out directory. So let's have a look to the examples. There are some predefined examples. For example, the smallest one is a CSV file. Now I don't want to open this with Excel. Sure, you can do it with Excel, but I open it with Notepad. So you have in the header line the template language printer, the image name, and then a lot of parameters you want to be filled in the template, then the data lines. Another one is an example in XML. In XML you can do the same. You define the template, the language, the printer, an image with the dots per inch, width and height, and then followed by the data. And a little bit more complex is an example that we will have a look for later. You have the shipping template language, and here a lot of parameters in CSV format, including a routing code, a tracking number, and some references. So how does it run? That's very easy. The PrintServer is running at the moment. Yeah. So he's looking for the indirectory, and if there is something copied to the indirectory with the extension CSV or XML that I'll do here, the print server will get it, look for the entries. He will find the template, will get the template from the template directory, and will start the printing. So you will see here we have a lot of printings. Let's have a look in our queue. You see here many printings were done on different printers. It's one CL4NX and X printer and the Sato VS400 printer. And we have some images generated. So that is a preview image of any ZPL code that you have given by template and data. So these images are now in the out directory, and if you have a look, you will see your filled logistic label with address from, address to, tracking number, references, and routing code. So you can use it in your ERP system to give the client, the users, a preview of a designed label or of logistic label you have generated and put on a package or something else. So that is the functionality of the print server, the batch functionality. That helps a lot to the users, and the main point is that you can have access to all this functionality of designing a label and the batch printing without any installation on the client computer. You only need to install the 5-label server in the intranet or on the cloud and the print server on a shared directory which is accessible by your clients. So I hope that was interesting for you. Thank you very much and goodbye.